So you do this every Monday?
Every 2 Mondays.
So like every other Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Thank
Yeah.
you, King.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yes,
you.
appreciate you.
Do you think that pop culture and rap culture is different? Because to me, pop culture, I'm thinking Taylor Swift.
Right.
I don't know. I will say this. I will say
I would
that.
say that, I'm sorry to cut you.
No, go ahead.
I would say that there's people in hip hop that get elevated into pop star status or popular culture.
Okay.
Everybody's not necessarily, Christian like that, but hip hop is popular music until they remove it.
Okay.
Right? So, henceforth why Taylor Swift is hanging out with a Ice Spice. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's still, she's part of pop culture now. She's not just a regular hip hop artist. She's
Okay.
now elevated into a pop culture
okay.
status.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I think I'm disconnected with pop culture. I don't know if I know enough about it to, but what I will say is, to me, it's on the forefront. So to me, it allows people to compare any kind of, popular culture allows people to compare their reality to that fantasy.
Right.
So I think that, of course, in some way, every parent should know, I don't care how much you're hands-on with your kids, how much you do with your children, the outside culture will always have some sort of effect on them. So I'll say, I think more parents should be aware of what's going on so that you can guide them in it, as opposed to trying to think that you're going to actually shield them from it completely. That's not going to happen. Talk to them about it. Talk to them about, what it is, what the consequences of it are, why they're doing what they do. I would say just be more open about it. But for me, just tap in with your family. Like, get off of there. Tap in with the people in real life.
Okay, that's interesting that you said that. So you're encouraging a mother to basically, sit down and listen to some Cardi B together.
Talk to them about it, because they're going to hear it.
They're going to hear it anyway.
I don't care who you, I don't care. I'm going to homeschool. I don't care about that. It's never going to happen. They're going to have outside influences. Let's just be real. Okay. Yeah. It's going to happen. But if you forbid it, never talk about it, now they hear it and they take their own interpretation as opposed to letting you be in the know of what's going on and having honey, their job is to promote harmful behavior or destructive behavior. Talk to them about it.
Interesting. So you're basically saying to kind of like dilute the impact of that
Explain
pull,
it.
Right? By explaining it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I could get with that.
Yeah, celebrities are not talented. The most talented people are not famous. These are the people, and they take something from you to make sure that you're invested in this. And whatever agenda we want to promote, you're going to do it. Right. You're going to put yourself aside. Put your dignity aside. Whatever we need you to do, you'll do it. That's who becomes famous. And make sure your kids understand that. It's not about talent. The talented people be on the underground that you don't even hear about.
That's a fact. How would a mother explain whole culture to her daughter?
That's a scam.
No, I'm just saying. Versus the liberation of, her divine femininity versus whole culture. How would a mother explain that to her teenage daughter?
She has to explain it as a like a MLM scam. She has to explain it as, if you really want power,
right?
Once a man sleeps with you, he has conquered you.
Right.
He's seen every part of you. You're conquered.
Right.
It's a mental illness to think, if I sleep with him, I'm in power. Honey, you're conquered once that happens. Right. And it's just a matter of what the man's intentions are after he conquers you that way, on if you're going to go ahead and put his flag and settle there. But I think if we explain to your daughter, men regenerate sperm every day, millions. Your body, it doesn't work that way. The day you're born, whatever eggs you're born with, you keep. You don't get to regenerate them. Your body is sacred. A lot of us were not taught that. And I think if a lot of people explain your anatomy to your daughters. Right. How many girls end up turning 30, 35 and don't even know what all their parts are called? Don't even understand how their body works. Your daughter has to understand how her body works, and she has to understand what sex means to a man, not what it means to her. To her, it might mean, I love him, we're together. No. Talk to her about the man's point of view as well.
What if mommy is not capable of doing that? What if mommy is not, quote unquote, that intelligent? What if mommy speaks a whole nother language and she comes from a whole nother culture, right? I come from New York. It's a melting pot. And I saw how the first generation children were being eaten up by culture that they were not familiar with, like Haitians, Africans, Jamaicans. You know, they were almost like they were almost like food, because the American culture, people
The
knew how
women
to
were
get
like food.
the young women. They were like food because they were entering into a culture that they knew nothing of, right?
Okay.
They were coming from other cultures where they were taught to do certain things and move certain ways, and then they got into our culture and they would get eaten alive by people who knew how to get over on the women who didn't know how to speak. You know, it was like it was assumed that they were easier to trick than
Really?
other women. Yes.
Now, see, I thought it was the other way around. Typically, those women, their fathers pick a husband for them. Typically, they're taught to be wives. Typically, family is promoted in those women.
The family was promoting it, but they did not have their family inside of junior high school with us. There was a hierarchy. There was a food chain inside of school. You know what I mean? There was the famous kid, there was the cool kids, there was the athletes. Then there was people that started getting money. That's when drug dealing really started picking up, right? So there was the Maximas and the Altimas outside and the Acura Legends and dudes pulling up with the Gucci links. Them young girls was food. Because mommy, it was a little more stricter in Haitian households and as it was in other households. So they were forbidden everything was forbidden. So those forbidden fruits were being eaten when the mother was at work. You feel me?
Okay. This is new to me. I'm learning. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up around a lot of black people from the diaspora as well, being from Florida. I grew up around all Jamaicans, Haitians. But from what I've seen, they have families that were all in their business.
Right.
Like the Haitian girls, African girls, when they come home, their parents empty out their backpack. They see everything they do.
They in it.
I didn't see that. I saw that more so in the Black American sisters.
Right.
Because most of the Black American sisters didn't have the father in the home.
And that was the question that I was going to divert to. What about the sister who might not have the parental figures? Is there an outlet that she can go to get that divine wisdom that she may be missing, where there's a woman who's not related to her who would teach her about her body parts? Because my generation, the generation that precedes me, and the generation that precedes me up into this generation, their sexual education is pornography.
Okay.
And now you have pornography in the music and things of that nature, but they didn't get sexual education about the more intricate things of, you know, how sacred your body is and things of that nature.
Okay. Unfortunately, she had to learn the hard way.
So you're saying if the parents are not capable, if the mother is not quote unquote aware that the daughter's gonna suffer in this dog eat dog world?
Yeah. Women carry on the dysfunction of their mom. Whatever your mom did, you do.